Today for Devotions with Daniella, we are reading from Why Are All the Black Kids Sitting Together in the Cafeteria by Dr. Beverly Daniel Tatum. This is a chapter called Identity Development in Adolescence. Subtitle, The Search for Alternative Images. An oppositional identity discouraging academic achievement is not inevitable, even in a racist society. If young people are exposed to images of African American academic achievements in their early years, as they look ahead to see what older students are achieving, or as they read about the accomplishments and contributions of a diverse group of women and men in their textbooks, they will be less likely to define school success as something for whites only. They will know that there is a long history of Black intellectual achievement. In this context, some have speculated about the potentially positive impact of the Obama presidency on the aspirations and academic achievement of young Black youth, who, during Obama's 8 years in office, embraced President Obama and his wife, Michelle Obama, as role models and highly visible examples of Black academic achievement. During the 2008 campaign, teachers and students from a predominantly Black middle school in Washington, D.C., were interviewed about this Obama effect. One of the teachers, noticing an increase in homework completion, teared up as she described the positive changes she saw in her students during the Obama campaign. She said, "It was really moving for me to hear students who don't typically do well in school speak of, different things they know they can do because of what Barack Obama has shown them." Though he came of age before the election of Barack Obama, the point about the importance of visible role models was made quite eloquently by John, the young man I quoted earlier. Though he made the choice to excel in school, he labored under the false assumption that he was inventing the wheel. It wasn't until he reached college and had the opportunity to take African American studies courses that he learned about other African Americans besides Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Frederick Douglass, the same three men he had heard about year after year from kindergarten to high school graduation. As he reflected on his identity struggle in high school, he said, "It's like I went through 3 phases. My first phase was being cool, doing whatever was particularly cool for Black people at the time, and that was like in junior high. Then in high school, I thought being Black was basically all stereotypes, so I tried to avoid all those things. Now in college, I realized that being Black means a variety of things." Learning his history in college was of great psychological importance to John, providing him with role models he had been missing in high school. He was particularly inspired by learning of the intellectual legacy of Black men at his own college. When you look at those guys who were here in the 20s, they couldn't live on campus, they couldn't eat on campus, they couldn't get their hair cut in town. And yet they were all Phi Beta Kappa. That's what being Black really is, knowing who you are, your history, your accomplishments. When I was in junior high, I had white role models. And then when I got into high school, I wasn't sure, but I just didn't think having white role models was a good thing. So I got rid of those and basically just, only had my parents for role models. I kind of grew up thinking that we were on the cutting edge. We were doing something radically different than everybody else, and not realizing that there were all kinds of Black people doing the very things I thought we were the only ones doing. You've got to do the very best you can so that you can continue the great traditions that have already been established. This young man was not alone in his frustration over having learned little about his own cultural history in grade school. Time and again in the research interviews I conducted, Black students lamented the absence of courses in African American history or literature at the high school level and indicated how significant this new learning was to them in college, how excited and affirmed they felt by this newfound knowledge. The comments they made to me are now echoed in the student demands for curricular inclusion that spread across college campuses rapidly in 2015. Sadly, many Black students never get to go to college, alienated from the process of education long before high school graduation. They may never get access to the information that might have helped them expand their definition of what it means to be Black, and in the process might have helped them stay in school. Young people are developmentally ready for this information in adolescence. We ought to provide it. Check out Why Are All the Black Kids Sitting Together in the Cafeteria by Dr. Beverly Daniel Tatum. If you would like to get a copy, you can snap a photo of this, or you can go to my link tree, tab over to shop, and it is there in my Devotions with Daniella category.